Good afternoon. This is the Chapter 10 quiz for Chemistry 101 Spring 2021. First question, how many covalent bonds does carbon generally form? Again, carbon has 4 valence electrons. So if we draw the Lewis dot symbol for carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4. Carbon has 4 electrons. It's looking to find pairs for. Any element that can come in with a single unpaired electron can form a carbon. Since carbon has 4 unpaired electrons, carbon can form 4 bonds. Number 2, which represents a molecular formula for a 5-carbon hydrocarbon? The answer here should be B, not D. Let me change that. Five-carbon hydrocarbon molecular formula. All a molecular formula does tells you how many elements there are of each particular specific kind of atom present. This is a condensed molecular formula. This is a expanded formula. This is a skeletal formula. The only formula here that represents a molecular formula is C5H12, answer B. Number 3, 2 compounds are considered as isomers if they have the same molecular formula and different structures. Three, 6, 9, 10. C4, H10. C4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are isomers of one another. Specifically, these are constitutional isomers. They have the same molecular formula, but differing connectivity between all the atoms. Here, we have 3 carbons linearly connected and a 4th carbon off the center of those 3 carbons. 1, 2, 3. Do we have only 3 carbons in a row? No, we have 4. So we have differing connectivity. Isomers are those that have the same molecular formula and different structures. Constitutional isomers. This is the specific example of that. Number 4, which of the following represents a ketone? A ketone is a C double bond O, a carbonyl, that has 2 carbon-containing groups directly bonded to it. So answer B here is a ketone. Contains a carbonyl and 2 carbon-containing groups bonded to your center C double bond O. Number 5, this compound is considered what kind of compound? It's an aromatic hydrocarbon. Aromatic, it has 6 carbons in the ring with alternating single and double bonds. So this is an aromatic hydrocarbon, 6 carbons in a ring with the alternating double and single bonds. That's an aromatic hydrocarbon. Number 6, this is called an amine. It has a nitrogen bonded to carbon and other groups, 3 other groups. So the answer here is A. Number 7, this compound is used to treat fibromyalgia pain. Which statement is valid based on its skeletal structure? Carbon, 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 carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. This compound contains 8 carbon atoms, but is that the only thing that's true? This compound contains, so we know this is true. Number C, contains 3 heteroatoms. contains 3 other atoms other than carbon or hydrogen? Oxygen and nitrogen. 1, 2, 3. This one is true. The compound contains 17 hydrogen atoms. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 hydrogen atoms. That one is true. The compound contains 14 CH bonds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So A, B, C, and D are true. Therefore, all of the statements are valid. Skeletal structure, where lines start, end, and meet, there's a carbon. We don't show any attached hydrogens because we assume that you know that carbon has 4 bonds. If carbon is only shown bonded to 2 things, then you assume the other 2 bonds are hydrogens. Number 8, which of the following functional groups represents an aldehyde? An aldehyde contains a hydrogen directly bonded to your C of your C double bond O and 1 carbon containing group. Number 9, compared a 6-carbon open chain non-cyclic hydrocarbon alkane, alkene, and alkyne. Which of these compounds would have the fewest number of hydrogens? The general formula. For an alkane, C sub n H2n plus 2, where n is the number of carbons. An alkene, CnH2n, and alkyne, CnH2n minus 2. Great, not dark enough. Well, that's not very good either. For this series, as long as we have the same number of carbon atoms, if n is 4, then 4 carbons, 4 carbons, 4 carbons. But 2n plus 2, 2 times 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 4 is 8, minus 2 is 6. So for any series of the same carbon-containing structures, C4s, C5, C6s, C7s, C8s, all that, the alkyne of that entire series always has the fewest number of hydrogens because of the way the alkyne formula is represented. Number 10, how many hydrogen atoms are bonded to the labeled carbons in the skeletal structure below? Remember, where lines meet, start, or end, there's a carbon. Lines meet, there's a carbon. Carbon has 4 bonds. This carbon is connected to that carbon, connected to that carbon. There are 2 hydrogens on C1, 2 H's on C2. This carbon is connected to 1, 2, 3 other carbons, 1 hydrogen there. So we've got 2 hydrogens on C1 and 1 hydrogen on C2. This is the video for the Chapter 10 quiz for Chemistry 101, Spring 2021. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me so we can set up a time during my office hours that I can answer your questions. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.